Dr. Howard, I thought you were meant to be repairing the ghost trap.
I've already repaired it. It's top notch. All the calibration checks were complete and everything's working as it should.
Oh, okay then. Wait a minute. You're not reading that comic about me, are you?
What? This one? No. I was just checking for ectoplasmic anomalies in the pages. You know what Slimer's like. He could have gummed all the pages up or something. I wasn't reading it.
Oh, right. Okay. No problem then. Well then, would you like to introduce today's comic to everyone?
Okie dokie then. Okay, so this is Marvel UK's The Real Ghostbusters comic. This is issue 2, and it came out on the 9th of April, 1988. This comic is packed full of stories and jokes and fun, and would you like to read it with me?
Yeah, that'll be great.
Okay then, let's go. So here we have the front cover of the Real Ghostbusters comic from 1988. This is a really great cover. I love this cover. This doesn't usually happen. Looks like Winston's gotten himself into a bit of a tangle, and Peter's proton flyer thrower's gone flying, and doesn't seem to be going very well.
Yeah,
I wonder what it's all about.
Yeah, it looks like you've got tools. You've got hammers and spanners and spades flying about the place, and like a circle of fire, and Winston is...
Could be a portal. Maybe they're being sucked into a portal.
And so Winston is tied up by lots of pieces of metal wrapped around him.
Yes. Let's find out.
Second great issue.
Yeah. So, as usual, we've got the contents page here. Do you want to read this out?
Yes. Just when you thought it was safe to come out of hiding after the last hysterically terrifying issue of The Real Ghostbusters, they're back. Stand by for another 24 pages of ESP, extrasensory pandemonium.
Hey!
In the magnificent Marvel manner, as we follow the valiant Ghostbusters into another set of unnecessarily dangerous situations. The Real Ghostbusters, professional supernatural eliminators committed to curing all your paranormal problems and preventing any and all infernal activity. Or your money back.
I wonder if anyone ever got their money back and made a claim for that.
In two of this issue's nail-biting tales, the Busters find that when the suspense starts building, it's a building itself that's the source of the problem.
Ooh.
Also in these pages, you can hear Peter's opinion of Egon's driving skills. And in A Hard Day's Fright, you can find out why, for the Real Ghostbusters, a change is not necessarily as good as a rest. The Real Ghostbusters, they're here to save the world. Again!
So there we've got Peter, Egon, Ray, Winston, Janine, and I absolutely love this little picture of Slimer. It's so cool. So the cover was by Brian Williamson and Cam Smith. The editor was Richard Starkins and the assistant editor Dan Abnett.
Oh. Hard Day's Fright.
That's a really great little pun.
Okay, spooks, this is the price you pay for messing up the highway.
Ooh, he's a poet and he doesn't know it.
Hold them steady, Peter. Trap in position. Now!
Would they look like moshy monsters? Well before they ever came out.
Well, that's the last of the great gremlin plague, guys. Let's get home for some relaxation. Yep, busting those ghosts has got us dead on our feet.
Oh, the puns are fantastic in this comic.
Not much later. Clang, 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 clang. Huh?
Ray's under the Ecto one.
Did he just bang his head on the bottom of the Ecto?
I think he might be about to,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that's just like the opening sequence of the cartoon. Like everyone like being disturbed of what they were doing. Oh, look. Except Winston's in bed and not about to eat a hamburger. Oh, he's got a goldfish, look.
Oh, what's that? Oh! I think Slimer was just about to get caught eating Peter's snack, but Peter's not noticed because he's been... So I think Slimer's like, oh dear. He's sweating, look. That's pretty funny.
There they go, putting on their proton
Suiting
packs.
up.
Yep,
Oh,
clicking,
look at that. So buttons there being pressed.
Yeah, powering up the packs before setting off. Nice.
Here we go again. I think Winston's still half asleep.
Yeah, they all are. Look at Peter's eyes there.
Yeah, everyone's was busy of doing something else. Yeah. So maybe Winston had been on the night shift and that's why he was in bed. Meanwhile, everyone else was up.
PKE meter says it's right here with us, Winston. Let's go take a look, Egon. Hey guys, you'd better get down here. And quickly. Uh-oh.
Oh dear, what are we going to find?
Trouble.
Look at Janine hiding any excuse to get up close to Egon.
Oh. Yikes!
Oh dear, I wasn't expecting that.
What is it, Ray? I don't care, Peter. Just zap it.
That's a good plan. I like that plan.
Hey, it's changing. I think I know what it is. It's a changeling.
No, really? We could almost guess Peter was going to do that.
Yes, only one has ever been recorded before. A ghost prone to subkarmic mutations.
Subkarmic mutations? That's a great phrase.
Basically, every time we zap it, it's going to change into its next incarnation. Try to hold it in your beams and weaken it, then I'll set a trap.
They weren't Moshi monsters, they were Pokemon!
Okay, Egon, but exactly how many incarnations does this thing have? Approximately 2,707...
673. Oh!
That's a big number. How would Egon know that?
He knows everything, come on.
That's a curiously not round number. It's not 2,000, it's 2,673.
Yeah, approximately.
Yeah, approximately, and then it's
I'm
an
guessing
exact number.
it's this exact number. Yeah, that's Egon, all right.
It's gonna be a long night. 8 hours later.
8 hours, and Winston was already in bed asleep.
Yeah. Is it weakening yet? Zip, zip. I don't know, but I've just about had it.
Oh, no.
According to my calculations, it's on incarnation 2,672.
Wow, they've done pretty well. They must be exhausted.
Bing! Egon, you'd better come here.
What's that little tiny...
That's more like it.
It looks
wow, I'm tired, but then... Hey, don't say it. I suppose a change is as good as a rest.
He said it! And look, I recognise that picture of Peter. That's Peter's letterbox.
Yeah, the letters page.
The letters
has
page.
that picture of Peter on it.
So that goes to show they must have written these comics well in advance then, because this is issue 2, and I recognise this picture from issue 1. Hey, an advert for Visionaries.
That's
to the magical lights. That was very good. Who is your favourite Visionary?
Oh, I don't know.
Alex.
I don't think I had a favourite Visionary.
If you could be a Visionary, which one would you be? Which like powers would you have? Would you be the lion? There was that weird mollusk thing. Was that the thing that like crawled away?
Yeah.
Like it sort of slithered away in Fright.
Yeah, I think there was the cowardly
one.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, the leader has a lion on his chest. But I liked the shark and the dolphin.
Oh yes, yeah. The two women. So the good woman had the dolphin.
Yeah, the goody woman was a dolphin, and the baddie woman was a shark. I think you'd be better off being a shark, really, because at least then you're not likely to need to come up for air or anything like that. Oh, we've got another cut-out page. The kid who collected this comic back in the 80s cut out the thing for the fact file.
But fortunately, we also have here the Real Ghostbusters Annual.
We don't, do we?
Yes. No, this isn't real. It doesn't actually exist.
Oh, is it like a ghost annual?
Yes. But yeah, and in here there
Yes.
is a copy of the same fact file that's supposed to be in there, and it's the fact file for Egon Spengler.
Oh, look at that.
Would you like to read this one?
Sure. Would you hold it open for me? So, Dr. Egon Spengler with white glasses.
Bit odd, that.
Yeah, maybe he's got two pairs. He went to Specsavers and got the red pair and the white pair. Described by some as a new wave Mr. Spock, Egon Spengler is something of an eccentric and has dedicated his life to the study of the paranormal, almost to the total exclusion of anything else. His sole hobby consists of collecting spores, moulds and fungus. When he's wrapped up in a problem, he's oblivious to anything else, up to and including the end of the world. He does have a soft spot for Janine. Does he? God, you don't get to see that very much. He does have a soft spot for Janine, the Ghostbusters receptionist, but he lives in a world that is very much his own. A place filled with equations, strange inventions, and heaven knows what. And he has little time for romance. Boo.
Boo.
Boo. Down with that sort of thing. It was Egon who designed and developed the special ecto-containment equipment, which helped the Ghostbusters to become such a success. Whenever a problem requires an invention of a new device, Egon's the one that the task falls. In the body Ghostbuster, Egon would be the brains. He sure is.
Oh, what's this story? The Ghost That Never Was. So yes, it's the
That's the
story.
cover
That's
art.
that's the cover image.
Yeah, this is the cover story. Okay, nice picture of the Ecto there.
When Ecto-1 swung into the long driveway of the home of Erskine Childers III, none of the Ghostbusters were expected to be greeted by the sight of an English castle ahead of them, complete with drawbridge and turreted towers. Janine had just told the boys that there was a standard ghost bust in New England, a big fee for the job, and they couldn't be seen for dust. But as the Ghostbusters pulled into the courtyard in Ecto-1 and were greeted by Erskine Childers himself, they knew this was not going to be a regular bust. The red-faced fat old gentleman who hurried them into the spacious hallway was obviously very rich and a big show-off. He was also very upset. "About time you got here," said Erskine. "I called your bally office an hour ago." "Sorry, Mr. Childers," said Peter, as the team got their busting equipment out of the car. "We got caught in a traffic jam of Rolls-Royces on our way here." If Erskine spotted this dig at the rich area he lived in, he gave no indication. "Well, don't hang about," he snapped. "I'm paying good money to have you remove this ghost, not stand about chattering. Follow me." The billionaire puffed his way up the stairs, motioning the busters to follow him. "I've had this whole castle shipped over from England, piece by piece," Childers explained. "The last part was just being rebuilt when the haunting started." "You bought this castle?" "Hardly. I actually inherited it from some distant relations. Couldn't stand the idea of living in a damp place like England, so I brought the castle over here. Here we are." The haunting spot was a stairway and balcony, still in the process of being reassembled. Scaffolding and building equipment lay scattered all over the area. "Looks like the builders left in a hurry," said Ray, checking the area with his PKE meter, which beeped loudly. The ghost started throwing things around, including a few chunks of stone. "Scared the builders and the servants away," said Childers. "Dashed bad timing, too. I mean, a haunting adds to the place, but I can't have it smashing the place up, having gone to all the trouble of getting it here. There's going to be a big costume party tonight to celebrate the finishing of the castle." "I'm sure we can have this ghost trapped and off the premises within the hour, sir," quipped Ray. "We've got plenty of experience in these matters." "Better use some, then," said Winston, "because there's the ghost."
Ghost!
A wispy figure in what looked like Elizabethan dress. Ray remembered some pictures he'd seen of Sir Francis Drake in a magazine. Appeared out of thin air, and pointing an accusing finger at the Ghostbusters, moaning loudly. As the team went for their proton guns and Egon placed a ghost trap on the floor, the temperature in the corridor dropped suddenly. "Watch out!" shouted Egon. "It must be planning something big." Sure enough, large pieces of stone rose from the floor and began flying towards the Ghostbusters. Erskine gave a frightened shriek and ran for safety. One of the stones hit Peter and knocked him down the corridor.
Oof.
Winston fired off his proton gun towards the ghost, but his aim was spoiled slightly by the scaffolding that suddenly wrapped itself around him and sent him flying down the corridor after Peter. "Fall back!" urged Egon to Ray, who was watching his friends float away in amazement. "We've got to help them!" With one last look at the ghost, Ray followed Egon. They soon caught up with the two trapped busters, Erskine standing over the puzzled Peter, waving his arms. "Experienced, eh? Not very impressed." "This may take a little longer than we thought," Peter replied, rubbing his sore ribs as he stood up. "Anyone get a good look at the ghost?" "Yeah, I did," said Ray, "and it looked awfully familiar." "Face it, it just looked awful," said Winston, as Egon helped him out of the scaffolding. "We've got to bust that thing fast before someone gets badly hurt. Is there another way up to that balcony, Mr. Childers?" "I'm afraid not." "Looks like it'll have to be a head-on frontal assault," said Ray. "You go first, Egon." "Thanks, Peter."
Thanks, Peter.
The Ghostbusters moved back towards the balcony, treading carefully through the broken stones that the ghost had hurled earlier. The PKE meters went crazy again, and the ghost reappeared. "Proton guns, full charge!" shouted Peter. "Wait!" Ray cried. "Look at the ghost!" The ghost seemed to be pointing at the floor in front of the Ghostbusters. Egon examined it. "This is where the balcony joins the corridor," said Egon. "Looking at the stonework, I'd say there was every chance that this would collapse if someone stood on it for too long," said Ray. "The builders have really messed up here." "So, the ghost has been trying to warn us," said Winston. "No doubt about it. We'd better tell Mr. Childers straight away." With a howl of delight, the ghost gave a bow to the Busters, Ray especially, and vanished. Ray turned to the others. "Guys, there's something weird about this." Before Ray could say anything more, Childers came hurrying up the corridor with Egon. "Thank goodness," he said. "I'll have this sorted out straight away. To think I was going to open the party from this very balcony." "In costume?" asked Ray. "Of course," said the smiling Childers. "Why don't you come along and see it?" In the bustle of the costume party, the four Ghostbusters hardly got a second glance. Janine, the Ghostbusters secretary, was attracting quite a lot of attention in her Elizabethan costume. But as usual, Egon didn't notice.
Oh.
Then came the official opening, and Mr. Childers appeared on the balcony, which had been made safe. But that's the ghost," said Winston, staring at their host in his Elizabethan finery. "I know," said Ray. "Weird, isn't it?" "If Mr. Childers had been killed by that balcony collapsing," Egon said, "then he could have become a ghost. But in this case, the ghost appeared half a day before it should have," finished Peter, drinking champagne. "You mean we nearly busted a ghost that wasn't a ghost?" said Winston. "Might it not just have been one of Childers' English ancestors warning him?" "I don't suppose it really matters, does it?" said Childers, who seemed to have appeared from nowhere carrying a tray of drinks. "Main thing is no one was killed. And we got paid because the ghost hasn't reappeared," grinned Peter. "Can I get you a refill, Mr. Venkman?" said Childers. "Sure," said Peter, putting his empty glass on the tray. Ray nudged his arm. "Peter, if you're talking to Mr. Childers..." "Yes, Ray?" Peter said wearily. "Then who is that talking to Janine on the other side of the room?" Peter turned to see Childers coming down from the balcony, arm in arm with Janine, chatting merrily. Peter turned back to the other Childers, who grinned at him and disappeared in a puff of ectoplasmic smoke. The glass fell to the floor with a crash.
Oh, I just got chills.
Wow, that is an unusual... That is an interesting and unusual ghostbusting story. So it seemed like maybe it was a ghost from the future, and it warned the Ghostbusters and his past self that he was going to die because of a problem with the building, with the balcony.
His future self saved him from an untimely early death.
Yeah, so then they got it fixed, so he didn't die after all. But then the ghost still exists for a bit and then disappears.
Oh, Ooh, that's really spoopy.
Yeah. Or, as I say, the alternative explanation is that it was one of Childers' ancestors from England, and it just looked like him. Maybe it chose to look like him for some reason. So, was it a ghost from a possible future that then didn't happen, or was it an ancestor? Who knows? They leave it open-ended.
Yeah.
Could be either option.
Yeah, the ghost of Christmas future.
Next issue, Slimed in 14 days.
Now, is that ectoplasm, or is that like did Peter have a cold?
Well, if he did, he got it all over Janine's lunchbox.
Yeah, she's not going to be impressed.
So, again, a bit here about ordering your issue from the newsagent. Make sure you don't miss it.
And another story. Driven by demons. Somewhere on the east side of Manhattan Island, New York, 10 books says that old ruin's down with 3 blows. That looks a little bit like the firehouse.
Yeah.
Quite a fancy looking firehouse. If you're counting all the fancy statues you're on, sure, can't see our cast iron demolition balls being held up by them. But, the gargoyle statues, they're alive. If you want to stay that way, run. Somebody better call the Ghostbusters. Egon, you're the worst driver I've ever known. You're never to drive me in Ecto-1 again. You hear? Never. Stop hollering, Peter. You make nearly as much noise as my old driving instructor. Oh, dear me.
Egon's not good at everything then.
No, clearly not. What's all the fuss for anyway? We're here, aren't we? That's like another way of saying, you didn't die, though. I'd have felt safer with Slimer at the wheel. I'll track down the building's owner. Fine, we'll go battle the monstrous living stone statues to get over our nerves back in check.
To get our nerves back in check.
What exactly are we looking for here, Ray? According to the report, Winston, gargoyle statues decorating a building came to life when the demolition crew moved in. I guess they look something like those guys. They're attacking proton guns at maximum. That's twice he said that now. Let them have it. Sam. They're difficult to keep on. They're difficult to keep in the ion beams. Animated stones harder to trap than ghostly ectoplasm. This may take longer than we thought. Meanwhile, only had it 2 months, came up for auction when the original owner passed away, with only one condition of purchase. We weren't supposed to knock it down before the 23rd, but I figured, what difference could a day make? Judging by what's happened, quite a lot. And we can't bust these brick brains. All we can do is keep them at bay. Don't let up. I'll try going round the building to attack from the far side. Uh-oh. Looks like those leftovers from the Stone Age have had the same idea. Maybe I can just sort of back up slowly out of here? Up! And maybe I can't. Oh dear, Peter.
Picked him up.
See, rule 1 of ghostbusting is never split the party.
Yeah, never go solo.
Never go solo. Spengler, to Busters, guys. I think the building itself is the key to what's happening here. Definitely, Egon. There's writing in the stonework that confirms it. Diablo's door. That's what that says. It refers to the building as Diablo's door. Diablo's was in Tobin's Spirit Guide. He's a big lead bad guy. Yes, the book said something about him returning at Scorpio's end. Whoever Scorpio is. Wait a second. Today's the 22nd. Last day of the star sign Scorpio. Of course. That's why the original owner wanted the building intact till the 23rd. Diablo could return today. The gargoyles became active to protect the building. We've got to get past them and level it, or Diablo's through. Guys, I couldn't help overhearing all that on the radio. I don't want to dampen anyone's enthusiasm. But the gargoyle's holding me inside the building right now. I think I'm their welcome gift for Diablo when he shows up, which could be any second now.
Looks like Egyptian.
Yeah, it looks like an Egyptian casket. Egon, Ray and I can get to the bulldozer equipment. Can you do anything for Peter? I'm doing it! Hang on, Peter. The Ecto-1 cavalry is coming! Dodging living statues is like dodging cars on the freeway. Now for the big entrance. Egon, this is a rescue? Trash the Ecto-1. I can't hold these pebble heads off forever. Get in! Wait, I might be safer taking my chances with Diablo than riding with you at the wheel.
Whoosh.
On the other hand, I think he's changed his mind.
Crash.
Ray, Winston, go to the bulldozers. We're taking the quick way out. Oh no, Egon, what are you doing? Egon, you maniac! I'll get you for this, I swear it! They're out, hit it! Is that a wrecking ball?
Yeah.
Oh. We're in serious trouble here.
Crash.
Crash. Hold it! They've stopped frozen, solid. Stone! They're back to stone. When the building collapsed to block Diablo's entrance, they returned to normal. We'd better make double sure and break those statues up, though. Well, just take them for a spin, Spengler. Your demon driving's enough to break anything up.
Oh.
Wah, 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 wah. Should have gone. Da, 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 da. Oh, what's this? A Cocoa Pops colouring in competition? Alex, you're really good at doing that, aren't you?
Yeah, look, there it is on the right. That's supposed to colour in and send in.
Oh. Oh, that would have been fun to colour in and send off. Make sure you colour in the lines.
Oh, blimey, it's Slimer.
Blimey, it's such an English thing to say.
The library! I'll have some fun here!
City Library.
Ah!
Silence, please. Silence.
Shh. Sorry I spook.
Oh. Oh. Oh, that's a cracker.
Oh. Oh, the Spengler Fact File that's been torn out of here. On the other side of it, it would have had Spengler's Spirit Guide. That's missing as well. Oh, I don't know what to this issue's Spengler Spirit Guide is then.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame. So, yeah, we've got a bit less to read this issue then. Oh, but
bonus back page.
Ghostbusters toys.
Ghostbusters toys. Oh, it's been done in the style of a comic. Oh, that's great. Our fearless hero, Peter Venkman, is on a bust. Little does he know that the grab-a-ghost is behind him. But worst is yet to come. Where did that little critter go? Look at that, the real Ghostbusters at Asda. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, $3.99.
It's the Bug-Eye Ghost, ready to give Peter a real eyeful. And Sludge Bucket, bubbling over with gooey goppy goop. Bug-Eye Ghost, $3.99. Sludge Bucket, $7.99. As if that isn't ghoulish enough, who should appear but the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
Yay. Who are you gonna call? Oh, hang on. Who's he gonna call? The real Ghostbusters.
Peter's pals, Ray Stantz, Egon Spengler, and Winston Zedmore arrive in the nick of time to bust the baddies and save our hero. Hero figures complete with laser action neutrino blaster and ghost companion. £3.25 each.
Is that how much they were?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cheap.
But
Oh,
in
my
1980s
goodness.
money, how much would that have been like?
Yeah, Care Bears action figures that are smaller than these, they were $3.99 each.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That was very
Or
very cheap then. Was
$4.99.
very
Yeah,
affordable.
that's really, really affordable. Why didn't I get any for Christmas, I wonder?
Other Real Ghostbusters characters and accessories also available at larger Asda stores.
Oh, nice one, Asda. That is a really great advertisement.
Yeah.
Good work, Marvel.
That was good fun. Looking forward to the next one.
Give us some feedback. Let us know what you think. Signing off for now.
Thank you for watching.